We ain't nothing if we ain't MacGyvering, eh, Mike?
Yep, pretty much.
Good morning, you guys. It is currently 4 a.m. and I am on my way out to go pick up Mike in the boat. We are heading out to go catch us some trout on the same lake we caught last week. We had a blast out there last weekend, so we're just going to do a repeat of that. Usually this time of year, it's a toss-up for him and I whether or not we want to do like kokanee or we want to go catch trout. And so, like I said, we had a good time. We had a blast. So we're gonna go repeat the same thing we did last weekend and see what we can catch. I've got the electric motor situation all figured out this time around, so shouldn't give us any issues that way. I got this truck all loaded up. All I gotta do is go pick him up. I gotta get the prediction. Who's catching the first fish?
It's 50-50 now.
50-50?
Yep.
I have a hard feeling it's gonna be you this time around. I feel like that rod's gonna go off first. Well, unfortunately, I was not ready for it film-wise, but that rod took off and I got a slammer. Beautiful colors on this guy. Hang on 1 second. Normally Mike and I practice catch and release, but I had a request to keep some fish, so that's what we're gonna do. This has been about 5 minutes. I caught one fish, so therefore...
Bullshit.
I have video evidence, sir.
You actually caught 2, technically.
Technically.
Because you didn't record it because you were too slow.
The first one didn't really count in my book because it was really small, but...
It's still a fish.
Okay, fine. Anyway, it hasn't been that long. We've been out here, 15 minutes or so. Mike has already decided to flip lures. He's going back to his old trusty blue trail lure. Right behind the Dodger there. The blue's what's gonna do it, huh? I don't see anybody with blue ones. I think that's what kind of draws them to it, is because you don't really ever see the blue. You got green, you got red.
Yep.
We've been trolling here for a little bit, and I got my quick shot on here, and it's starting to map the bottom of the lake for us. Over yonder, about there area where my thumb is sort of at, there seems to be a big drop off, and that's where I caught my big boy. And a little bit before the yellow one, or the smaller one. But over here we've done okay in this section back here, but it's this kind of stretch that we're in right now has always been kind of a dead zone, at least for me. Mike usually catches fish in this area, but actually back over there where I said where that drop off was, before we even had this, the fish finder, that is where Mike actually holds the unofficial but kind of official lake record for largest trout in this lake. I'll cut to a little snippet of that, but
Yeah.
step back, step back. There he goes again. He's running. Mike, what's the length?
2 feet.
You remember that day?
Yeah. You're impressed that I got it in without breaking 8-pound test or 10-pound test.
Yeah. Yeah, you had 10-pound test, and we were not prepared to catch a big old trout like that. And you played it for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And I'm only using a size 6 hook.
Mm. Yeah, that's right. It was a small hook, too. Alright, I'm going to attempt to do a solo land here. This guy actually pulled pretty good line. Yeah. Ooh. Boom. What do you think of that, Mike?
Nice.
That was a good solo land?
Yeah.
Ooh, and he dropped the hook perfectly, too. Nice. All right. Alright, so I've caught a couple fish, but I want to get Mike hooked up here on the same stuff I got going on. Seems to be like the UV flasher's doing good. And that shrimp that I dip in glowed black seems to be doing pretty good too. So this is my box full of trolling gear. I keep my dodges kind of off to the one side, and then I have all my main my trails behind it. Typically what I have a bunch of hoochies that I don't really use a whole lot, but these are good for kokanee. And then these ones were doing really well for us last year, the Brad's cut plugs, the smaller ones, because you can actually put scent in these and they follow behind the boat. And then I've got a bunch of different wedding rings, but actually I just remembered it's not in this box, it's in this one that I have even more trailers. So even more wedding rings, and then I've got there different colors, different types. Then I've even got more coochies and more flies right there. But actually, now that I look at it, Mike, oh no, I do have a black one. Here we go. Like I said, I made these last year. I bought all these parts on Amazon, and then wintertime is kind of like my little projects where I build gang trolls and stuff like that. It's just something fun I do in the wintertime. A shrimp with a spinner on top with a couple beads to help that spinner not get tangled up, and then a double hook, and then we usually put a worm on that bottom hook there. And then the front of that, a diamond UV flasher to go in front of it. And that is set up there. So, and then a little bit of line that goes to the 1/4 ounce weight. You want to leave this a little bit because this then has all the room it wants to actually do the flash. If you had the weight right up here, you really wouldn't get much action out of it. So this allows it to really get that wave, because this trailer doesn't have any actual side-to-side action to it. It's just kind of a spinner. That helps that. With this spinning out like that, helps that give it some motion as well. So just gives it a little bit more attraction. And like I said, having the beads above this allows that spinner to spin like it should. So let's get you hooked up with that, Mike. There you go. Hey, Editor Rob here. Hey, I just wanted to stop in and tell you guys that I got all these great shots of these fishing kind of B-rolls, but directly after this video here is when the wind picked up, and it picked up hard, and it was hard for me to video after that. Okay, once again, some time has passed. The wind has just kicked our asses, hey Mike?
Right.
But we were having battery issues again. This time, it burnt the heck out of my finger because we had a terminal short out, it looked like. I smelt metal, I smelt plastic burning, and I was like, oh shit, I knew what that is. So I was looking around for where it might have been coming from, and I felt the cord. And when I felt the cord, it was warm, and I went to go touch the nut, and that's what burnt my finger. So I think this battery's pretty much toast, so we're gonna flip over this one. But Mike's gonna use an old tactic here of using a rock to kind of clean off that terminal one more time to get a little bit better. But okay, well, as you saw, we were getting our butts kicked by the wind. We tried still fishing for a little while because I just couldn't keep up with the electric motor, and I couldn't keep us going upwind. It was literally pushing us that hard. It was most I've ever seen on that lake in all the years I've fished on it, and it came up quick and it came up fast. So that, along with our electric issues, we're just gonna call it a day. We did do a little bit of still fishing. I got one, Mike got one. It was a good, little bit that we had, but it just wasn't enough to keep on with the fight. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure that you subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's watched our videos so far. I'm still kind of fresh at the YouTube thing. We're at 33 as of right now. Subscribers, that is. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, drop a comment down below. I'd love to talk to anybody. So appreciate it. Thanks, guys.